Okie dokie 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 dokie. Okay, I think we're all set up. Maybe. Maybe. All right, we're here so early today, which is kind of awesome, but also we'll see how it goes. Welcome in, everybody. It is boop. There we go. Is it better? That should be better. It's Friday, viewer suggestion day, but I think we're done with the viewer suggestion. I think we finished it on Wednesday, so if people have suggestions today, we will try to get that going. Otherwise, yeah, we're just gonna work on game stuff, which is awesome. I don't think we've done that in a YouTube video yet, so that will be the thing we do today. Where? Let's start with the rugby. Let's just start with the rugby. We'll go from there. Getting nice, good, crappy brown. We'll just start doodling away. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's weak. I don't know why it feels... Wednesday felt like Friday to me. And I don't know, maybe it's because we finished the list up. But it feels like Friday. Today feels like Monday. Which we don't stream on Monday, so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those weird days. And I'm totally fine with it. Let's see if anybody added anything to the list. Barathu Summoner. I think that's a fish. Scruffy, scrawny dude with ghostly hands and slightly crazed look. Ghostly hands? What does ghostly hands mean? That could mean anything. Alright, we got 2 more suggestions, so that's good. We are on Photoshop today, not Aggie. Just because I'm going to work on game stuff, so I need a little more functionality. But the pen quality is going to be a little different. Which I like. I think it's better this way. Make sure my mic is working. It wasn't working on Wednesday. One of these days we're going to have to get rugby back into the game. For crying out loud. Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Hope everybody had a wonderful week. That's what I was trying to say before I got interrupted. Everybody had a good time. It was hot. It was hot this week. It's raining now, which is good. It's muggy now, but the rain is usually better around here, so than not, I should say. When it gets dry here, it's weird. It's weird and I don't like it because it's not really dry. It's just uncomfortable. Oops. There we go. I don't think there's anybody around yet. F's in chat if you are. I don't want to do the viewer suggestion until people show up, because then people don't get to see their stuff drawn. So maybe I'll do some more rugby sketches. Or do game stuff until people show up, and then we'll do the viewer suggestion. So my new concept that I'm trying for, all of my stuff has to be in a 45-degree angle. So I'm wondering if I can get away with doing something like this. Where it's just 3 different panels. Oh, that's an angry boy. I need to design these 3 different panels to get a cool looking tower out of it for the game, so we might have to play with that. I do think we're going to go Space Elves as a... Yep, that's an angry boy. 1 second. Space Elves is what I was saying. So we want to design this. The issue with this is I think we can get away with mirroring it. So whatever we design here, we can just mirror it on the other side. And then we can have this internal structure here be kind of the extra piece. So let's try something like this. $45. There we go. That's about 45. I think. My eyeballs don't work sometimes, so we'll see. That feels about a 45. And I will be designing this flat, so. So we need to look at like internal structure. I think the weirdest part about it is I kind of want things to be a little smoother, but I don't know if I can do that. I'll have to play around with the opacity and stuff and see what we can do. Why is music so loud? Holy crap. It's like either on or very loud. Off or very loud. We could make it brambly. That could be interesting. Techno-organic brambles. I do like the idea that it's just got like a little orb in the middle. And then we can have that slightly offset so that when it looks at an enemy, it like rotates around and then jiggles and shoots lasers. That could be fun. Am I just reinventing the Guardians from Breath of the Wild? I may or may not be doing that. We need to be careful. We need to be careful. We have a whole bunch of stuff we can do today. So in the back piece could just be the same kind of stuff. Just brambly wires and shit. See, now if I do this, as a square, this side, I don't think there's a way for me to do this. So if I do this, that's actually going to look like this. It's going to have like a butt, which I don't want. I don't want a butt. So it might have to have a square base. Or I could have another square here, I guess, that would just cover it up and make it look round by doing this. This is gonna be a fun thing to build because we're basically building like a little paper tower. And I think the further we go over here, the more interesting it's gonna become. I don't know if I want wires. We might just need to like segment it. Segmenting it sounds pretty good. Something like this. Then maybe we give that some volume. So instead of making the whole, like, it's still square, but we just give it rounded contours all over the body. Something like that. There's some pretty sweet sci-fi aesthetics that I really love that I'm going to have to maybe dig into a little more. Try to make it look really organic. But everything's got to fit into his cube. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to look at. Texture shapes. Texture shapes is a cool concept. Where we just start bringing in whole bunch of... I think maybe Breath of the Wild does deal with this a little bit better too. Kind of making everything out of an embossed shape. It gives you that vibe of like stonework, but also some advanced technology. Because it seems intentional, like functional. Which I dig. I think it's really cool. So maybe we'll do something like that.
Hello.
Corvus, welcome in. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Any plans?
Not that I know of.
Okay. I did not plan you a surprise party, I'm sorry. If that's what you were wanting.
My initial plans to hang out with friends tomorrow kind of fell through. So we'll probably be hanging out for my birthday at the end of the month.
Gotcha. I think I might be able to redo D&D because it's raining here, so my plans got canceled.
Oh.
So we could probably play tomorrow. I'll post.
Unless something comes up where my parents want to take me somewhere tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we can play by ear.
Yep.
I like this concept, but I'm not happy with the execution.
Hang on. There was an ad that I paused by accident. What are you working on?
It's the viewer suggestion today, but we finished all the viewer suggestions, so there's 2 left that just got posted. And I was gonna wait for people to show up, which I know we're like still an hour early from normal. So I started working on a tower, and I've got a concept to build said tower. But I don't have a good concept of what that tower should look like yet. I think I'm gonna go with space elves, kind of techno-organic vibes, because why not? Fantasy space.
Yep.
There was a big push years ago, like Stargate did it, where they were like, oh yeah, alien technology, they just grow stuff out of crystals. And it's like, that's pretty cool. But like, that's kind of how we do things now. Crystal, ceramics, glass. Like, we build a lot of shit out of crystal. It's great. So
The one of the factions in Warhammer, the Craft World Eldar. So they're like they're equivalent of high elves. They live in massive, like plant-sized world ships.
I dig it.
And that they grew out of it's described as like a psychoplastic material. Like they
like psychic
because
plastic?
there's no technical magic. They use their psychic power to kind of grow it. And it's called Wraithbone.
Wraithbone. That's kind of cool. So maybe we're accidentally making a Warhammer game.
Growing your armor and technology is not that
unique, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of having very small bits of biology in each of them. Like having a spine in the base tower. It's like, is that a spine? It looks like a spine. It's like, oh. We're literally terraforming planets to make crabs make pearls. So, shut up.
But crabs don't make pearls.
They do when you put them in a compressor. That's pretty cool. I dig that.
Yeah, that's one of the older versions of a Craft World ship.
Elliot, welcome in. You have your viewer suggestion? Great. Why don't we do that? Why don't we do yours then? Or did I see yours on the thing? I might have seen yours on the post. Let me look. So here's the fun. I want to show this off first because this is my concept of. I want to build something like this. I'm gonna have to build it out of 3 polygons. And let me see if I know how to do this.
Hello, the art.
The art, welcome in, welcome in. What are you doing? We're doing the viewer suggestion today, so we're going to be taking people's suggestions and drawing them. While I was waiting for people to show up, I was trying to work on this, which is I'm building a little tower for this tower defense game. And I've mapped it out, so I have to make 3 different planes. Oh, if Unity won't die. Anytime you're ready, Unity, that'd be great. So, bleh. So, and then I made it billboard, so it'll always be facing the camera, because I think that'll be fun. And then this little orb is the turret head, so it always faces the enemies. So as the crabs show up, this little eyeball will just like and start shooting stuff, which I think is awesome. So that's the concept, and then I just have to basically populate these planes with the 3 different images to try to combine them into this. That's the plan. So we might work on that if we run out of things to draw. But until then, we are doing the viewer suggestion. If you have a D&D character you'd like to have drawn, please let me know, and we will we'll try to draw that. So let's go ahead. Elliot's got a rodent folk pirate, the Mega Man style hand cannon. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. I like that idea with the kineticist. I don't think anybody has done the Mega Man angle yet, so that's pretty dope.
What's the Mega Man angle?
You know what Mega Man is?
Not really.
Okay, so Mega Man.
I mean, I know it's a game.
Yeah, Mega Man's a dude. He's a little robot. He's got an arm buster cannon. It's called a buster cannon. And when he kills a boss, he absorbs their power and then can shoot their power out of his buster arm. So with the kineticist, you know, you have an ice blast or whatever, and then it slowly becomes like a fire blast and a whatever element you take. So that could be very Mega Man-esque. That could be kind of fun. Defeating enemies and having your GM just upgrade you that way when you level up. Not very good at English, so it's difficult for me to understand many things. Yeah, no problem. That's fine. Translate the description of the video. The rules for submission are there if you'd like a character drawn. Any are you working on? GG, welcome in. Right now I'm working on a rat pirate kineticist. See if I can turn this guy into a pirate without giving him a big floofy hat, which I kind of want to. I kind of want to give him a big floofy hat, but I think I might go bandana today.
Just so you know, you're still showing the game.
My bad. My bad. Thank you. Boop, boop. What are we working on? We were working on a. I'll show off what I was doing there for a second. Trying to design a tower for a tower defense game. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how to build that in Unity using 2D assets. Now I'm working on a rat folk. I think my dude is draw steel earth elementalist. They have a spell called meteor, which is pretty much like hitting someone with a rock at high velocity. Oh, hi kid. Oh, you look very happy and very tired. Yeah, what's going on? You want to come up? Okay. No more nap? No more nap? I don't know if my pirate bandana is correct. It feels mostly right. If I understand,
basically the
however,
same as a baker, a biker
a
bandana. Almost a baker.
speaking of D&D, trying to create a campaign, but I've never been a DM or used much DM. There'll be a lot about pirates. Nice. What do you think of Fishman, like the shark with a long jaw, like a walrus? A long jaw like a walrus. That's confusing to me.
You mean like the long tusks?
Yeah, you're thinking like a shark with tusks. That's terrifying. Is it a walrus shark? Is that what we're doing? Or is that what your suggestion is for today? We gotta give him an earring.
Also, if you like what Rook does here, feel free to send super chats and donations his way.
Yeah, send money. Please send money. Dun, dun, dun.
Make it where he doesn't have to get a second job.
Yeah.
I'm not purposely trying to put words in your mouth.
No, it's okay. If anybody does give a super chat, I will turn off the ads today. That is our general rule. So if you're sick of ads, super chat it up.
Super chat, super chat.
We do also have a Discord. If you want to come hang out in the Discord, you're very welcome to. Submit your art, submit your D&D characters, just for fun. How much? It doesn't matter. $4,000.
Whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Yeah. I will turn off the ads. Whoa, kid. What was that? The kid also wants $4,000.
So I think YouTube, it's maybe a minimum of like
I think it's a dollar. Yeah, I think the minimum is $1. Which that's fine. Like that's more than I would make an ad revenue. So, you want to take him or doesn't matter?
Take him from you. I thought he was being problematic.
No, he's just being loud, like he always is. Fine. $2 covers it most of the times. Yeah. I think on average I make like 40 to 80 cents worth of ad revenue. Sometimes it's more. There are days when I make like a butt ton in ad revenue, which is like a few dollars, which is weird. I don't know what the difference is. Because it's normally the same amount of people that watch the streams. Maybe it's like YouTube Red or something.
Unknown.
Yeah? You a happy loud boy today? I've got things I gotta bang on stuff.
It's okay. Fishman with a shark face and walrus teeth.
Yep.
Yes, that is their suggestion. It's
Okay.
on the list.
Put it on the list. We got rat. We got walrus.
Yep.
Walry. There were two more.
I was gonna say that's a Pokemon.
There's a fishman. I'm pretty sure it
Yep.
just said fishman. Norman's suggestion was a little vague. Let me look. Summoner. Fish summoner.
So
And then a scruffy scrawny dude with ghost hands. Ghost hands. Whatever that means.
like floating mage hand.
I mean, it could be that. Or he could have ghost hands. So I don't know.
Barathu. I think that's the floaty jellyfish people from Starfinder.
Oh, you're right. You are right. I forgot about that. Jelly summoner. That's our list today.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a time slot thing. It could be. It could also just be like the ad that is playing. Maybe there are different things. Also, I know I get paid a lot more if people are from Australia. I don't know why. Australian people apparently love paying for ads. So you got me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was watching a VOD of a live stream from the people I've talked about a few times.
The giant people or the?
No, they do the Warhammer Fantasy streams.
Okay.
It's with this older Scottish guy who worked for Games Workshop and like.
Yeah.
As an artist, as a writer, as a licenser, he's done a lot of things for Games Workshop.
I work for Games Workshop, and they make me do everything because they refuse to hire people. Sorry, go ahead.
But they were doing like a tier list, and it got so chaotic because they made a little rule, like if you donate like $100, you can change someone's position. They were doing it because it was like the Chaos Gods.
Mm-hmm.
And it got wild. Someone donated $400 to move all of them down to like the bottom tier. And it's just like, dear Lord, why can't we have some of that?
The art, I do have a Patreon, yeah. I have a Patreon. There should be a link down in the description. I hope there is.
Yeah, let's see.
The Patreon gets you access to membership stuff in the Discord. It also gets you tokens and stickers. If you're in the US, I can send you stickers. If you're not in the US, I cannot send you stickers.
Yep.
They get sent back to me for some reason.
I posted the link in the chat.
I did just give this guy a Mega Man arm. It should probably be like a regular cannon. Thank you, Corvus.
Made of stone. I mean, I am the co-host, so I should at least do something other than just yak.
Somebody raided me last night. We did a secret live stream last night on Twitch.
Yeah, I saw that after I was getting ready to head to bed.
Yeah, it was
like,
late. That's fine. I get that. It was fun. Someone
like
raided
1
me,
in the
and
morning
then
for me.
after the fact, I was like, I should have shouted them out. I forgot about that. It's been that long since I've been on Twitch, and I felt like a douche.
You forgot the etiquette rules.
Yeah,
How dare
I forgot
you?
the etiquette.
Did the stream go well?
Yeah, it was fun. We drew some
That's
fun
good.
stuff. Is it too late to add one? No, you can add one, Christopher. That's fine.
We didn't have a lot this week.
Yeah, the Patreon it's been a little slow because I haven't been making
Speaking
long
of
form videos.
Twitch person, Blue Skill.
Skittle, hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? I would shout you out, but I don't know if you want me to shout out your YouTube or your Twitch. Which would you prefer? How was going on? It is, yeah, we're doing all right. I'm trying to draw a Mega Man rat. We're trying to figure that out. With boys being spicy today. I think we're in a phase where he does not want to nap anymore. And so he's very tired, but refuses to nap. So it's going to be a weird little while. No need for shouts. No problem. If you want to share some art too, just let us know and we'll get that linked in.
Yeah.
Whether it's through Discord or, because I think YouTube doesn't like links unless you're a mod, but we can make that work.
Yeah.
We can make it work. How you been? Hope you're doing well. Hope your art's been kicking butt.
And taking names.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was saying the Patreon has been a little quiet the last few months because I've been so busy with the boy. I haven't made any long form videos, and the long form videos are what usually fuel the stickers and tokens and stuff. So I think I'm at a point now where I can kind of start doing that because I got whoa. Okay, I gotta go see what that scream was. 1 second. Arting along slowly. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. So the Patreon will start being flooded with game stuff, and people will get access to the beta and stuff like that as we keep going along. So there should be a sticker package going out at the end of this month. I really want to get the video done first, and I'm just dragging my feet. So I have to record the audio. I'm gonna try to get that done this weekend. That's my only goal for this weekend. Is
if we don't game tomorrow, do that.
I could do that. Yeah. I have a barbecue on Sunday I have to go to. And
give me some more time to work. Think about.
We could talk about that too if you
Felix. Yeah.
I think you're overthinking it.
No. I just not thought about it at all because I got a Steam Deck for my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been playing Dragon Age Veilguard. Like, I'm not been getting sleep.
Yeah, I would be totally fine if you just phoned it in. Like, I don't care. Like,
yeah, I started a little doc just to jot down notes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember what I put down.
You can filigree it up if you want. I think I was going to send it to my friend Gopher. All right. Sir Bones, welcome in.
I figured out his name, Felix Kane. He was a human spear fighter. And I think our local claim to fame or whatever was we saved a little village from being attacked by a wyvern. Because they're like level 7, so like that was been a dangerous mission for 2 to level 5 adventurers.
Sure.
So
he did die here. Was he recently dead?
No,
Whoa.
Said like probably about 15, 20 years ago, because I was going to have probably be the oldest person in the group.
Okay.
Outside, I don't know, maybe someone else, but yeah. I was like, how do dwarves live?
My universe, long time.
Yeah. They also live a decent long time in Pathfinder.
We're going to turn this into a... What the hell's the thing called? Shoot. The weird robots from Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, that'll be a question for someone else.
You have a Steam Deck now. Oh, wait, no. Never mind.
The Christopher's suggestion is an Efreet Carnivalist Rogue. Like a street performer. With a rabbit familiar.
Hey. Kid, stop.
I do like... I think it was in... I think there were either a rogue or a bard. You could play a magician.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was like a class archetype in Pathfinder 1E.
Yeah, I dig that. I tried to make a juggler.
You're not in a wizard, you're just like a magician.
I think it was like a wizard bard thing, right?
So yeah, it was a bard performance.
You got a bunch of cantrips, I think, if I remember right.
You get Dweller craft, which I don't know if that means anything or not.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. Dweller must be that sounds like a familiar word. I bought a tiny glade, and I've already spent 4 hours on walking around photographing my buildings. Nice. That sounds fun. Wait, in real life, or what are we talking about? A counterfeit mage? Yeah. I think that like the D&D movie did a good job of that with the wild magic sorcerer. I liked that they basically like he's a wizard or a sorcerer. I can't remember which one he was, but he kind of sucked at it, and so he just pretended to be a magician instead of actually using magic. That's a good character.
So apparently you can use performance for like concentration checks
Oh, interesting.
and attack rolls and for spells.
I don't do enough of that, but I think 2E kind of corrected a lot of that anyways.
They also have like a thing called wand mastery. When a magician uses a wand containing a spell from his spell list, he uses charisma bonus to set the wand's save DC. At 16th level, while using a wand, he uses his caster level in place of the wand's caster level. That's nice. Because that's something that does annoy me with like specific magic items. Like
The
as a
DC
category,
set.
like yeah, like there is a set DC or whatever, and it's like you can't unless you're like a thaumaturge, you can't change the DC to what your spellcasting mod is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always had that issue with the wands too, because like it makes sense that wands have a base, but they should still be based off your skill if you're trained with them, you know?
Yeah, like if you're some sort of spellcaster or someone who uses them, like I feel like they should be off your level.
Gotcha. Oh, the Tiny Glade is one of those diorama games. Gotcha. Guardians, yes. Thank you, Gigi. That's what I was trying to think of. The Stone Guardians.
Of the galaxy?
No. Yeah, my thought process for wands. I mean, now in Pathfinder, wands are supposed to be. What's up, kid?
Single use throwaway items.
Well, I mean, they're single use per day,
Yeah.
but they're supposed to be like essentially batteries. So you should be using spells that you know that you want more uses of. Whereas in like Pathfinder 1, they had 50 charges, and so it was just like buy them and burn them, right? Just like you burn through spells. I want to use this spell as many times as I can as like my basic thing. Like I want to use basically turning spells into cantrips, but they just had a limited amount, which was fun, which was really cool. I really liked that, but it did make things trivial with like basically your cleric would get a wand of healing, and then out of combat you just like bloop 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 bloop. I think Kevin the Necromancer's favorite thing was I'm gonna burn 10 charges of the wand and heal 10d8 damage. It's like, great, do that.
Yeah, I don't know, wands are weird in 2E because you can get like a wand that just casts a spell, but a lot of like the named wands are like when you cast a spell it does something else. And,
Yeah,
they're like a little meta magic for specific wand or spells.
And that's because they removed rods. So in Pathfinder 1, you had rods, staffs, and wands, and rods were essentially meta magics. It was a wand that you like enlarge, right? It's a rod of enlarge. But any spell you cast through it, you get the meta magic feat. So you're basically trading in your weapon for free meta magic, which is awesome. I love that. And I still do that. And I like giving those to people with like swords and daggers and stuff because I think that's really fun too. So sword of widen spell. Yeah, I've seen Tiny Glade now that you're showing me this stuff. This is great.
Oh.
They're designed to free up a spell slot. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Because like like I said, ones are single use, once per day things, and then you got staves, which are essentially just extra castings per day of spells. Well, maybe not extra castings, but just extra spells you can cast.
Right.
And
I think wands are essentially supposed to be like reusable scrolls, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like.
They've
the
also
once per day,
made.
but I really
like,
think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's all right. It's hard for me to say that like, oh, I think wands should have more charges, but then they become staves, right? Like, and that's just kind of the weird thing. And I don't know if they used to do this where clerics were proficient with proficient with wands. Wizards were proficient with scrolls. One was use magical device, and one was read magic. I think you got one or the other. And so, yeah, I think that's what it was. And it wasn't hard to just take the proficiency in the other one, but I really do think it's like wands were a way for other people to get access to arcane magic. Whereas scrolls were supposed to be extra spell slots, and it's like, it never really felt right. But with having 50 charges, it became ammo, and you could do something like the wand slinger, which I really dig. I really dig that idea. And I'm still going to try to work on the thaumaturge to where you can start just like pew 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 pew. But yeah,
I think if you want to play a non-traditional like magic based or item based caster, I think thaumaturge is the way to go.
Yeah. I would almost argue that you should do thaumaturge and then gunslinger. And then just anything you can do with a firearm, you do with a wand instead.
Yeah. I think they could make a cool, maybe not a class archetype or something, but like a specialization for like inventors that's all about like using wands, like crafting them and stuff like that.
Yep, that'd be super cool. And Elliot's right. I think recharging rules would be redesigned as like ammo. Yeah, and that's something I've done in the past with like I've made crystal batteries where it's just like this can recharge a spell slot or the use of an item, and you just like reload it like you would anything else. So I think that definitely would make a lot of sense, especially for wands. If you want to have them function like ammunition, first off, like it makes sense that like a firearm does like a D4 to a D6 damage. And you can do that 3 times in a turn, right? So that means that in a single turn, if you use a wand, you should really only be able to do 3d6 at 3 action speed, right? Like to counteract that. And then you have to reload every 2 turns. So that means that you should be able to do 3d6 twice. So you have a total of like 6d6 dice to basically use from a wand before you should have to reload it. And I think with most firearms that takes 2 actions, and so recharging a wand should take about 2 actions, and then you have 6 spell slots for it. Like that would make sense to me to make that equivalent to a firearm. But then if you start going up in damage, you're like, well, maybe the spell itself does 3d6 in one shot. Now you have 2. Now you have 2 shots before you have to reload. Like it's balanceable. It's very balanceable. It's complicated. So I think if you want to play a gunslinger or a wand slinger, totally doable. It doesn't break the game. You just have to be very careful about those things.
Yeah.
Spellslinger archetype wasn't so overtuned, but I realized how broken the fact you get intelligence and dexterity on raise is a lot. Yeah. Yeah, that used to be the weird thing about wizards is you need dexterity to aim your raise, but then that made you like dodgy, which was cool. So like there was a lot of weird bleed over in first edition that just kind of didn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, a lot of classes were very mad, like multi attribute dependent.
Like for clerics, you need wisdom for potency of your channel energy, but then you needed charisma for amount of times per day you could use it, and then you needed strength for your armor, and your weapon, and then dexterity was also for armor. So it's like I basically need everything except constitution and int. And so it's a lot of like really squishy, really dumb clerics running around. But like I'm kind of okay with that. I think 4 stats is not bad. Like
I am glad though that they got rid of the charisma requirement for like number of castings for your heal and harm in 2e. So it's just like it statically levels up. Like when you get to a certain level, you get another casting.
I mean, I think like I said, that's inherently the 4 stat mentality. Whoa, that's not what I meant to do. And I think the downside, it wasn't really a downside that it had a 4 stat requirement. The problem was that when you play a rogue and you only needed 1 because you take weapon finesse, 1 feat made it so all you needed was dexterity, and then all of a sudden the rogues go crazy. because they can focus so hard on one stat that it doesn't make sense to play any other character. So that was really the problem. The problem is they needed to fix Rogue, not that they needed to stop doing the four stat model. But it also, in Pathfinder 1, like, you could get 20 to 30 points in any stat, and it wasn't an issue. So it made a lot more sense when you had so many free stat points to just throw around.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll some dice. We got the rat done. Yeah. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. I'm just gonna roll a d6 and reroll 5, 6. Jelly Summoner.
So
Time to draw some goo. I just made a new group instead of a new. Bloop. Bloop, 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 bloop. I kind of like the wand and staff situation that's going on in Pathfinder, because they really are trying to make it like that's your quintessential equipment, right? So you don't feel like you have to be the wizard with a crossbow anymore.
yeah.
And I think the people that we play with kind of run into the same, like, it's not optimal, but it's like, it's because we have one fight and then we rest every single time. If you have to do 3 or 4 fights, having all of that extra resource is optimal. Like, it's good. You don't always have to blast your most powerful spell every time. Key, welcome in. How are you doing today? Yeah, so like when I was playing the Summoner, it made total sense to have the Wand of Summoning and just throw out all of those level 1 summons, just like over and over again to like just throw shit everywhere, and then save my level 5 summon for like, oh, we need something big. Boom. Right, and then I can kind of piss away those low level spells with other things.
Yeah.
You can make your signature spell be in a wand, and it works out just fine, instead of having to keep all the low level versions of it. But it's a playstyle thing, like it really is.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been trying to like get into that style of having like a staff or whatever, and it's just like I haven't found any yet.
I mean, you can make one.
I mean, yeah, I can make the weapon stuff, but I can't craft magic items. I don't got the feet.
No, I mean, like, if your character needs a specific wand, I think the wands are, like I said, quintessential enough for the characters that it would make sense for, like, hey, can I start with a wand that has these 3 spells? Because those are the spells I want to cast all the time. It's like, great.
Okay, yeah. So, the other evening or night, I guess, whenever it was, I was sharing some art with you from like the Dragon Age game I've been playing, and you brought up like the shape language.
Yeah.
And I think the one things I really like about this new game, which it will probably be the last game they'll ever make, is like each little faction and like location has its own like kind of factional like shape language.
Yeah, let's do the triangles.
I know
and the
it
diamonds,
sounds
right?
so simple, but I don't know. I think it was done really well. Because like you got like the ancient elves and like the Vel Rangers who are connected to them with all like their little gold triangles that make up. I guess I don't think fractal is the right term, but just triangles upon triangles making armor. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's actually it's pervasive across a lot of fantasy, which is really cool. Which is like I said, space elves earlier, right? Like I want my towers to look space elvy. People kind of know what that means.
Yeah,
elves usually have much more flowy, and this is Tolkien's idea of this as well. was that elves have a lot of like soft curves, very natural feeling progressions of things. Dwarves are very rigid and like stonework and square, and that's kind of continued into all different types of fantasy, and
Yeah.
and so like with Dragon Age very much has 2 or 3 aesthetics that are very shape driven.
Because, like, and you mentioned, like, the elves being very curvy. I kind of like how they kind of different, like, make the ancient civilization of elves different, because it's very clean, crisp, like, triangle shapes, and very, like, kind of Magitech, while the modern one does, while still very triangular, still incorporates more natural elements, like the deer skulls.
Yep. Chilling before finishing work on final. Nice. Good luck with that. Hope that goes well. Hold on, let me catch up on chat real quick. So they get rid of one summon at a time rule on the summoner. Yes, Christopher, they did. The weird part about it is that you have to concentrate to keep them, though. So it takes an action to use them. So you could theoretically have up to 3 summons going at once, but it's hard to do because casting the spell
and you would
takes
only
actions.
be doing sustaining. You will not be casting anything else,
or moving or doing anything else. Like you could technically hold up to 3 summons. The problem with the attrition-based setup, you start with all the power, and so everything can end up front loaded. Yeah, I agree with that, and that's why I very much like to give my players powerful weapons early on, and then let them kind of figure out their characters around that. Because as they level up, they kind of already have the keystone thing that will kind of set them up for building things. So I generally try to give them really early in the game. Art Deco versus Art Nouveau, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
And I think that was my issue, is I did not, partially because they started out as a alchemist and then became an animist. I didn't think of like a specific like magic item that I wanted, because like I'm just like, well,
wow, kid, that was loud. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Because
you don't have to build your characters out at level
I didn't
1.
know like what was acceptable or not.
Yeah,
and so
like
I just like
Druid ran into that too with I was talking to him last night. He's like, I never thought about. Basically, like at this point, everyone's figured out that I'm running a very cursed heavy game. But like, that's only kind of a perspective based thing, right? Because the game is based around the concept of my game. The core concept of my game is like balancing choices. Like the whole thing about the Dawn Martyrs is that they're willing to use any means to get something done, and sometimes that means like taking a deal with the devil if it means you can help somebody, right? And so it's like those kind of choices are the things. Like I'm going to give you these weird, powerful items that initially seem really bad, but it really depends on how you use them throughout the game. And so when we first started playing, like Druid and Dagon were just like, oh, this is obviously a cursed item. We're just not going to touch it. And it's like, you don't have to, but like there might be a benefit to it. You don't know, right? It just appears really bad from the get-go. So, or is that not what you were talking about? I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's fine. It's just I ended up cursed, and we just not been able to figure out what I was cursed with yet.
I mean, maybe it's not a curse. Nobody knows.
Well, you keep saying, yeah, you got cursed by the Void Dragon. It's like
it's technically a curse.
It's just you now have like black hands.
Maybe that's beneficial. Maybe it's attractive in some societies. You don't know. Errol can shoot void powers now. So how cursed is that? I think part of it is we just haven't talked about it yet. Like that's the big thing. And so I think a lot of people would be concerned if they did something and then all of a sudden their skin was black, like looked burnt. It's like that's not good.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't actually know what that does yet, so who knows? It doesn't seem to have any negative effect.
Also going back to the shape language, I think this is probably my favorite group that you deal with in
Yeah. The kind of like
called the
weird half
Moonwatch.
moon, top heavy head things.
Yeah, but also like there's that, and then there's a lot of like hexagons in their stuff. Like
Is it?
this doesn't particularly show, but like in the architecture of their mausoleums and necropolis, it's just lots of like I guess it's maybe bronze or copper because it's like patinaed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like has all that like patina green color, and it's all like hexagons and like very angular lines kind of stacked on top of each other, and it's like
Yeah.
I dig it.
Dragon Age did a really good job of trying to make everything feel separate. Like, you just. And then they failed by making the game too big for their design budget. So, like, when the game came out, a lot of the textures were just god awful. And I think it's because they spent so much time trying to make everything unique that they just basically didn't have.
Well,
They were too ambitious.
part of the
They were too ambitious earlier, and I think they've done much better now with their later games.
Yeah. One of the issues, though, with Veilguard, like I said, it's going to most likely be their last game unless something miraculous happens. This game was like 10 years in the making.
Yeah, too ambitious.
And it wasn't that it was too ambitious. It was because EA, through the like imposing on the higher ups of BioWare, like, we need you to work on Anthem.
Oh,
So they are like, okay, we'll take our staff and go work on Anthem.
that sucks.
And yeah,
Anthem was a
And
really
then,
cool
like,
concept.
a lot of people left or were let go not even halfway through the project. So like in the art book, I don't have it, but I've seen like people talking about it. They show the process of like the early stages of Veilguard to what it is now, and it was just a completely different game in the beginning.
Yeah, I could see
It was going to be like a multiplayer game where you had like this mobile base of operations that was like essentially like,
So like a floating necropolis or something?
well, not an Acropolis, but like it looked like a floating like dragon submarine.
All right, dope.
And some of the designers who worked on that really wanted to keep like it was either a dragon or a whale-looking submarine.
Mhm.
They wanted to have something that referenced that. So there's this scene pretty early on where you're in like this underwater bubble temple, and you see a big giant like massive whale swimming through.
Okay. I don't know if that was
So,
just
like-
the compression or what, but it sounded like you said underwater butthole temple.
Bubble.
Bubble. Okay. Butthole temple sounds pretty funny.
I mean, it was a temple to a butthole elf, so.
Okay. Do you ever keep track of the many characters you've made over the years in D&D and Pathfinder? I mean, I have an old, because a lot of my Pathfinder 1 characters were on paper, so I have like I don't know what you would call it, a portfolio of just like stacks of
binder?
character sheets. Yeah. And then I stopped doing that, and I have like a Google Drive folder of like 1,000 characters that are all just typed out in Word documents that don't have character sheets. It's just like, here's the feats I would take. Boop, 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 boop. And on top of that, like because I've been a DM for so long now, I have like a lot of, on D&D Beyond, I have dozens and dozens of characters I've made, but most of them don't matter because a lot of them are just NPCs. So
I don't actually have a lot of characters like that I have played.
mhm.
So like my first ever character I've ever played for one session of D&D was my Deep Gnome Wizard, who is my profile picture on Discord.
Mhm.
Done by Rook.
Yeah.
I had a paladin and I had a bard. These were all the characters I played in 5e. And yeah. In terms of 5e, I've not played a lot. I've definitely more characters in Pathfinder 2e than anything else.
So keep track. I don't know. I have them. I just
Yeah.
I just don't have them anymore. If that makes sense. All right, jelly summoner done.
I wonder what they summon.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
More
I don't
space
know.
jellies?
Maybe more space jellies.
Or do they have an eidolon that they ride around
I
on?
feel like they would summon sharks.
Space sharks.
Yeah. There's a... What was that game? The game came out like a Suicide Squad kills the Justice League or some shit. I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of videos from it. Apparently King Shark gets the Green Lantern ring.
Oh no.
Summons a giant city-sized shark. That's pretty dope.
That's pretty cool. Speaking of sharks,
Rolling dice.
Goblin Land Shark.
Yeah, Goblin Land Shark, hell yeah.
I just,
Uh-oh. Wiry. I'm like, what does Wari mean? I've forgotten my own terminology. Where did I put this text? There it is. Wiry dude with ghost hands. Hey, kid. I'll be right back. 1 second.
Alright.
Okay. Ghost hands, man. Oh, I forgot you guys actually see how zoomed in I am on stuff. So.
looks like you're drawing on sandpaper, which kind of I hate.
Gravelly noise.
Yeah. Where's Maelstrom?
A wiry guy with ghost hands makes me think he's a necromancer.
Catch these ghost hands, bro. He's a ghost wrestler.
Ghost wrestler. That would be really funny.
Or, no, what is that archetype called? Ghost Wrangler?
I still think one of my favorite Critical Role moments is Marisha discovering that she can punch ghosts. It's just really funny to me.
Magic hands.
Like, in world, I feel like that's something you wouldn't be aware of.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
Like, oh god.
Guys, I've discovered I can punch ghosts. How did you discover that? I don't know.
Yep. I also imagine the ghosts, because ghosts are technically, at least normal ghosts, are intelligent undead. Or intelligent enough. I imagine they would also be pretty shocked to get slugged in the face.
Yeah.
It's like, what? Oh, it's the ghost eater archetype. You get to, even though it describes as ghost eater, you just punch ghosts and you can grapple them.
I mean, technically, if you have ghost touch, you could eat a ghost. Just putting that out there.
It's such a...
Gonna use my bite attack on the ghost.
That weirdly is not such a strange trope of like
Right.
eating spirits.
I have a bone to pick with magic weapons in general and like fighting incorporeal creatures, because it's like, here's the ultimate super Holy Saren Ray +5 Vorpal Sword. Yeah, you can't attack the ghost with it. It's like, bullshit, I can't. I can attack.
Well, you can.
I can attack anything I want that's in reality. And in this situation, that's a ghost.
Yeah. Basically, what it works is if you're attacking a incorporeal creature, so ghosts, technically by apparitions, if you want someone to try to attack them, if they're using a non-magical weapon, it does nothing.
Yeah.
But if it's a magical weapon, it will do something. They'll at least take half damage from it.
Right.
And if the ghost is unholy and you're using a holy weapon,
Double
they will take spirit damage.
Yep.
Spirit holy damage. So
I think you're right. I think that is because magical weapons just pass any kind of DR to a point.
Also, I think. Let me look. I think ghosts are also weak against vitality. I found out not all undead are weak against vitality.
Yeah, I found that out last weekend too, and I was like, that doesn't make sense. So I just
Yeah.
I just had to do a lot of.
I think it's just like zombies.
I think it is zombies. Yeah, I think zombies are not weak to it because they're technically flesh and bones or something. It's
Yeah. Yeah, because a ghost commoner, which is a level 4 creature, is resistant to all damage by 5, so resistance 5, except for force, ghost touch, spirit, or vitality. And has double resistance versus non-magical damage. So while they're not weak again, they don't have a weakness to vitality, you can use vitality to hit them.
So here's a problem I have with the way D&D is set up. And Pathfinder too. Pathfinder as well. And it's a DM issue. I want to throw ghosts at somebody. That sounds really fucking cool, right? So I throw ghosts at a level 2 party, level 1 party. Most people have a bow that does a d6 damage plus 1. And they have -5 damage, right? So it's like, you just can't hurt them. Now, if you tell that to a level 1 party, they're either going to, A, get really pissed off, get really frustrated, or just feel completely defeated. Wow, kid. Where did you stop? Hey, give me that. Found another pen and stuck it up his nose.
There are... Yeah. Because, like, if you're not using a magical weapon against a ghost, it just does nothing.
Right.
Because it has double resistance.
So here's my issue with it. So, like, the way Druid has run it in the past, and I'm not trying to shit on Druid. I've also run it like this in the past, but the way Druid did it was like, I'm going to front load the possibility that you understand that you will fight ghosts so that you can prepare for it. And in doing that, it just negates the DR. And I hate that. I hate the... If one skill check is all you're away from having, like, the fight be the difference between unbeatable and beatable, then I'm just going to throw it out. So, like, I've been passively, like, getting rid of a lot of those DRs just because you're low level, right? And I think that's a much smarter way to do it, because it's like, if I'm, as a DM, throwing ghosts at my party that they possibly can't fight, or maybe 2 people in the party can't fight, that's a bad encounter, right? But I want to use ghosts. I just want to. So the ghosts you're fighting have to be viably beatable by your party at their level, or it's not a good boss for them, or a thing for them to fight. And so I think it's worthwhile kind of eschewing those things in certain situations, because then your party can be like, oh, ghosts, scary, and still like, oh, we've dispersed them. That's great. But then later on, maybe you can say, like, hey, these ghosts are way more powerful, and regular weapons don't seem to work on them, right? Like, and so you have that opportunity to kind of grow and learn.
I think one way of doing it, this is where I think
having an is not shoot.
You could add something like from the thaumaturge to like people, where like you encounter the ghost, you get away, because presumably the ghost is not going to chase you all over God's green earth.
Right. Yeah.
So if you encounter the ghost and the party makes the conscious decision to leave, which I think party should do. I know you're always against that idea sometimes.
I'll talk about
At
that.
least as a player.
Yeah. No, I'll talk about that in a minute.
I think a party should have always the option to leave, if possible. If
Right.
they're trapped, that's a different story. But if they encounter the ghost, they get out. I think you should give the party, like, opportunities to find ways of countering the ghost. If that means, I don't know, roll me a folklore check. How do people defend themselves against ghosts? And this is where you could probably, like, maybe find ways of just, like, bypassing those restrictions. Like, oh, people in this area use, like,
Salt or whatever else.
or salt, or, I don't know, a branch of this certain type of tree. Then could bypass those strictures of the damage requirements at that moment.
And I like that.
Until
I like
they're
that
able to overcome it through, like, having just more access to, I guess, purpose-built items.
So I think the thaumaturge is really good for that, and I think that's a good use of, like, recall knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, that's the thing. If you're an archer and you shoot at something and it's just like it's completely ineffective, I want to spend my next action figuring out why. Right? Like that's how I feel it should be, but that's not what happens. People just get mad. They're just like rah, 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 rah. And it's like, okay, so like we're not gonna solve this problem. It just sucks.
Hence why I said people should, like, because I think in the heat of combat, I think people get caught up in the roles too much. And I think getting out of that encounter and letting people... Because I admit it, my adrenaline pumps a little bit when we're in a fight. It just happens.
And so that goes back to what you were saying about, like, I don't like to leave a fight. My thought has always been, like, if I'm in the fight, then I'm supposed to be here. Unless it's a fight you're not supposed to win. And if it's a fight you're not supposed to win, it needs to be readily apparent. And not necessarily like turn one, the boss is like, I'm invincible, you'll never defeat me, blah blah blah, get the fuck out, right? But like after one or two rounds, every action that is taken in this should bring you to the conclusion that, like, ooh, maybe fighting this is not the solution to this. Maybe running is the solution. Maybe there's something in the room. And
I know it's a bad example because this was determined by a role and we just didn't have all the information. Now I think that this really comes down to why Drew does what he does. I can't really answer that unless Drew pops in to clarifies. But the frost strikes that we fought, when we had little to no information. We did not know that there was going to be a foot of snow. We did not know that the number of drakes we'll fight will come down to a dice roll. Right.
There was a lot of RNG and there was a lot of, like, front-ended information we could have gotten that we didn't. Like, we chose not to figure it out, but, like, we could. And I've beaten this horse to death talking to Drew about it. Of, like, at every step along the way of us getting there, we should have realized these things. Except we didn't. But because it was, like, a fight-induced instance of you get there and the fight starts, we never got those checks, which is what Christopher is saying.
Never, like...
To me, is that newer systems just forget all about skill checks. I don't think it's new systems forget about skill checks. I think it's that players and DMs don't utilize the systems in a way that makes skill checks feel worthwhile. Because, like, Pathfinder has a ton Pathfinder has a ton of options for enhancing your skill checks through, like, recall knowledges, dubious knowledge. There's a couple different things, like you can use your crafting for different checks otherwise. But all of that goes to crap if when you ask the DM something, they don't respond in a way that is beneficial to continuing the story. And that's kind of what I'm getting at, is we got to the fight, we started fighting the drakes, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're in 2 feet of snow. It's like, did the snow just appear? Did my character not realize that they're trudging through snow? Like, Like there's a whole bunch of things that could have led up to that, right? And that's the important part about figuring that stuff out as a DM.
And I think part of that is because we often just kind of teleport to the encounters. There's no
and that
make
same
a
thing
roll if you get there.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have some rolls just to get to the location. I know that may be bad, if you roll poorly and you're a day late or whatever, but I think that to get people into not the system, but into the environment that you have in mind, I think there should be here, you travel a couple days in the mountains, make me some rolls. Do you get there in time?
And I think Pathfinder is trying to do that, and we just ignore it. We completely ignore it because it's very much they have the exploration phase, and we're just no, not going to do that.
I have come to defend myself.
I do want to stipulate we have talked about this to death.
Yeah.
No, I'm totally kidding.
Okay.
But it really is an example of everything kind of just going poorly.
Yeah.
I think it's a good example.
That was our first attempt at a Pathfinder 2 campaign, and I think mistakes were made, and rightfully so. That was the time to do it.
No one is to blame, but everyone is to blame.
Everyone is to blame. We didn't talk about it. We didn't think about it, and then you didn't prompt us to fix our own fucked up shit.
Every single one of us had both the tools and the mechanics and probably the wherewithal to figure out what was happening, and none of us took the opportunity.
Right.
Yep.
And I think we've all grown a little bit because of it, so it's good.
Yeah.
Let me read this real quick. You can still continue and do other stuff without engaging it, but you can figure out that there is going to be a reward at the end. I think I get what you're meaning. To do other stuff without engaging it. Do you mean engaging in the boss, or?
Well, they didn't have a thing.
Clarify that for me, Elliot, if you would.
Ghost has written might be on unlock a fight.
Oh, I see with Ghost. Ghost has written might be able to unlock a fight treasure room. You get somewhere extra, and it doesn't count the main story for solving it. I mean, that's just general side quests, right? But that could be true about anything. You're saying that Ghost could be a little more difficult because it's tertiary, maybe.
Yeah.
And back to what Chorus was saying about. Oh no, I lost my train of thought. Hold on.
Wake up the hamsters.
Yeah. Everything went just mush in my brain.
I hope you don't feel personally attacked, Jared.
I don't. Not at all.
Okay, good.
I was gonna show up anyway. I had a little bit of a rough morning. You can probably hear it in my voice, which keeps cracking. So that's why I am late.
No problem.
We were also early.
Yeah, I started way early today.
Well, shit, I missed everything.
It's okay.
Yeah, I don't remember what we were talking about to where I lost my train of thought with that, but something to do with ghosts.
Yeah, about did it have to do with me people leaving, finding out stuff coming back later?
Yeah. Leaving a fight, right? When I show up, I want to do the fight, but the thing is, I've said this before. I'll say it probably another 1,000 times in my lifetime. Fights don't always have to be won by damage, right?
Yeah.
So if you get into a fight and the ghosts don't seem to be effective, or your attacks don't seem to be effective against the ghost, as a DM, you need to guide the players into what the effectiveness is, right? Every missed attack should be directing them towards what you're trying to do, right? It's the ghosts, they don't seem to be dispersing. They seem to be coalescing around this thing, or they seem to be defending this area. Just something to push the players in the direction that you want them to go. And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of times, especially with early games, people get too discouraged and disregard those things. It's just flavor text. It's no, you need to listen to the words I'm saying. I just spent an hour teaching you that you can cleanse these pools, and that every time you cleanse a pool, the room seems to get better. And now you're in a room full of pools. Maybe punching the big guy in the middle isn't the solution to the puzzle, right? and it's happened
We
so many
figured that
times.
out.
It doesn't always. Yeah, you guys did. So it's like it's the DM can still do that and it can still fail, right? Like the DM being able to coerce the party and give them information without just being like, no, idiots, do this.
Yep.
Yeah, it can be really tough. It can be really tough on both
That's
sides.
why I think maybe not having people roll for an encounter, like don't roll for initiative, like
Yeah, until
like,
combat is
have this scene start to play out, but like
Yeah.
don't have anyone roll for initiative. Like you are not in initiative, you are not, so don't feel like you need to be attacking.
yeah. That's a good way to look
Obviously,
at
you don't
it,
have
too.
to say it, but like
I've done it the other way, and I think that's been somewhat successful. With like you've been in combat, but like okay, a new thing is happening. I'm gonna remove combat order. It's like the fight is over. Like you guys have to figure this shit out. That's worked. I've done that once or twice. But
I feel like both of those are especially good approaches if it's a fight that the party's not supposed to
Right.
win.
it's like okay,
narratively.
we're switching to run the fuck away mode.
Yep.
Which I think I probably could have done with the skeletons, like when the skeleton waves started happening.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I didn't do that is because we had so many players that if you unpause the game, like unpause the turn order, all of a sudden people are just like, I run all the way over here. And it's like, there's a lot of shit that's going to happen before you get there. Like,
Yep.
so
and
there's,
a lot of other people that have to have the opportunity to react before you get there.
and I do think a good way to do that is shift the turn order. Like, basically, like, okay, what does everybody want to do in the group? And then something is going to happen, right? Like,
Yeah.
remove the enemies completely and just be like, everybody gets to say what they're doing, and then time is going to tick, and then we're going to keep doing it that way. So that's another great way to do that. I think that might have been with using go back into the frost drake thing. I think I still like that encounter, right? I think that was a good concept of you show up, you get to a point, and then you like come into this area where they're just frost drake tunnels all above you, and you're like, whoop, this is a bad place to be. Like, or you get ambushed, right? That's great.
Yeah.
I think the downside to that is that that should have been its own encounter before the fight started. I think that would have been a really interesting way to do it. Like, you guys realize now you've walked into a bad place. You have a little bit of time. What do you want to do, right? And I think you did something similar to that, but it was more us kind of running into it. And so it felt really weird because it's like, why are we purposefully walking into a trap? That doesn't seem like a good plan.
Yeah,
But-
I really was trying to leave things open for you guys to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we weren't
specifically
coordinating as a
combat.
party, and it was a whole bunch of just it was a shit show of.
I was
new-
playing a
new
new
stuff.
character at that time, and I felt safe and died and came back. Like that attack would have like just flat out killed my character.
Yeah.
You know what could have happened? The frost drakes could have eaten somebody and then left.
Yeah, they could have killed my cleric, flew off with his corpse.
Yep.
Because that it was a crit, and the damage you rolled was like
It was very
double my
close
hit
to
points.
maximum.
no, I think it was. I think it was legitimately just doubled my hit points, and it's like I'm dead.
Yep. And I kind of, we don't do that very often, right? Like, we don't.
Yeah.
You and I have talked about that too. Like, if the we did another thing where we were going through a portal into like a demon world, trying to save people from cages, and I think you had told me that if that had failed, we would have just been captured, like put in the cages ourselves, and then we could have come back with other characters. Like, I think that's smart, but I also think like that's a good point to say, hey, maybe you're not supposed to win this fight because like you see the overwhelming power that happens, and then the people you're fighting give up. They're just like, wow, that was pathetic. We're gonna take this guy and drag him over here. Peace. It doesn't feel good. It never feels good as the party, but
No, but it's maybe good for the story.
maybe good for the story. Yeah. So they're very.
If you want to kill
Few
Sentry
times.
off, that's fine.
I remember my first, like, the guy that taught me how to really TM really well. He had us lose a fight, and we all felt really shitty. And he's like, "Yeah, you guys just, that sucks. You guys got overwhelmed." And we're like, man, that was awful. Like, what do? Do we start a new campaign? He's like, well, that would be weird because like you all wake up in prison cells right now. And he's like, wait, what? Like we weren't expecting we weren't expecting that because we just all assumed we died.
Yeah.
But that was very much, and I think he did it that way on purpose to where as soon as the first one of us went down, he just like he laid it onto us. It was just like, you're down,
Yeah.
cool. The next person gets down. It's just like, man, we're fucked. And I think one of us kind of started running and made it a little ways and then got down, right? So you can do those kind of things really thematically without making it just feel terrible, but still it was like an overwhelming situation that we weren't going to get out of. So
Yeah.
we all thought we were just like, we're going to fight as much as we can until we die. So, there's always ways to go about it, and you just kind of have to play with it. And like I said, change things on the fly with the ghosts. That's what I was trying to get to with the ghosts. Like, just getting rid of their attack damage, like, reduction makes sense because it feels better. It feels more fun that your players are, like, these are not monsters that are supposed to be overwhelming. They're just things that can float through walls. Super weird. So...
Yep.
I very much like playing with those mechanics more than just the crunchy mechanic of you don't do 5 damage. It's like, I only do 5 damage, so I could never hurt these. It's like, yep.
I wish we fought some more ghosts in your campaign, since you would have more stuff to do with them.
Mm-hmm.
But all the spirits have been eaten.
That's true. There was a distinct lack of angry ghosts.
Souls. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the problem I have with playing characters for advantageous sake.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know, just to clarify, Senchu was not made to be advantageous. For
No. But
spirit
like,
stuff.
you're saying right now, like, oh, I wish there were more ghosts. There might be more ghosts in the future. But if I tell you, like, this is the ghost portion, so you bring Senshi, it's like, Senshi should be vibing because ghosts might show up. If your character is specified like that, you'll eventually run into ghosts. Don't worry about it. Just not your time.
It's funny because only reason I brought it is because the particular subclass of animus that I picked, the seer, is all about dealing with incorporeal spirits.
And I think I had a lot of fun making Senshi. Like, Senshi was the guide in that entire first part of the campaign. Like, without Senshi, you guys would have just been kind of like
we would have been
muddling
fumbling
through shit.
around in the dark, literally.
Which I've had somebody do that. Like, I've run that campaign where people are just they're just bumbling around. No one can read the language. No one wants to roll a check to try to read the language. No one can see or talk to ghosts. It's just like, I guess we're just gonna keep smashing shit. And it's like, great, go on, go ahead and do it.
Yep.
And
the
funniest part,
I definitely tried to roll to decipher language because that's a roll you can make.
Yeah. That party went down the elevator, opened the door, had the weird telepathic demon be like, "Ah, yes, come into my vault," and they were just like, "No," and they left. And it was like, okay, you guys get nothing. There's no treasure. You just walked away from it. That's fine. So. It's all different. It's all different, and it's all valid. So
I was definitely scared to interact with the demon.
Sure.
I was like,
oh yeah, me too.
It's like,
Did not.
I would love a nice weapon from this thing, but I'm too chicken.
Mm-hmm. It might also be fun to use them to have the party figure out that you may be able to barter. It's a classic ghost trope. Yeah, and in that situation, I think if you wanted to do that, that would be you don't roll initiative, right? Like, rolling initiative means fight. So if you have a ghost come through the wall and, like, slimer somebody or start whispering things, if you don't roll initiative, you'd have a better chance of, like, hey, maybe this ghost wants to talk to you. Dark whispers. I think I fucked that up really bad for Druid, and I think this is something that when you first got the cursed ring thing, I kept partially I think it was because when you kept putting the ring on, my intent was every time you put the ring on, there was a chance you would notice something like flittering around behind you, and because we kept happening around when we were fighting things. you kept assuming, I think, that meant you were in danger and like in combat. And that wasn't my intent. My intent was to just give you a sense of like, am I being watched? I feel like I'm being watched. And yeah, so I feel like I may have directed you wrongly for what is actually happening with the alternate world of the ring, right?
Right, maybe, and I've figured that out now, but also I'm kind of here for it, right? Like, it feels good to me as a player narratively that Taxes actually has no idea what the fuck is happening,
right?
And has made a couple of false starts figuring out what has happened, and what the ring actually does and what it's connected to.
And that was something that bummed me out with Dagon, like putting the first dagger back. Right?
Yeah.
It was like I'm pushing the idea that your character is compelled to not put it back, and in my mind, I thought anybody would jump on the opportunity of like, oh, my character doesn't want to put it back. Cool. But Dagon very much is like, I don't deal with cursed items. I'm putting it back. It's like, okay, I'm not going to force that on you, right? Like that's fine. But it's not. And now I think you're getting to the point where I wanted you to be of like, here's this item that I'm going to say is cursed. Cough, cough, Corvus, your hands are cursed, right? Like, I'm presenting it in that way because it's like, oh, this is obviously something weird and bad. But the way I play the game is like, you really don't know what that will mean until later, right? You don't readily see I think the original Baldur's Gate one was the Belt of Sex Change. It just looks like this weird belt. You put it on and then your character switches and you can't take it off. And it's just like, okay. I mean, the real curse in that is that you can now no longer have a belt. Like, you've equipped a belt with no stats that you can't take off. And that sucks. That sucks a lot. But, like, I like the idea that there are slow ramifications as the game progresses. But it should also benefit you in some way. Because otherwise, you would just put it back. You would just put it back and never use it. Or find somebody to remove the curse. And it's like, I think your character would just kind of see how it goes. Like, roll it and see what happens. I'm a big fan of that.
Having six back, steals the dagger, just sees what happens.
Having talked to Dagon about his character, I think that character putting the obviously cursed, scary necro dagger back was in character for them. So it didn't bother me at all. I'm having fun being the receptacle for all the cursed items.
Sure. Because the other side of it is Burning has a
super holy sword.
Yeah, a super holy, overpowered, ungodly powered sword, and no one has questioned whether or not it's a good thing. Right? Like there's tons of stuff.
I'm starting to.
Yeah. So I mean, I like playing with those kind of things. Those kind of Because as much as everybody got cursed by the weird dragon, like cleansing the weird, I think I said taint from the dragon, Errol willingly got kind of the same thing, and Errol got superpowers for it. So it's like, what did everyone else get? Like, why is there this residue? And I want people to play with that. I want people to have that kind of like, is this bad? Is this good? Why is this here? What's happening?
Well, we can't really get to that because everybody keeps swapping out characters.
And I'm okay with that too, because but here's my issue, not issue. When you make a new character in a campaign for me, it's like Baldur's Gate where you're just adding people to your party.
Yeah. And
I'm okay with that. And Corvus, you got it real bad last time because you had to play 3 characters at once.
Yep.
But like I like
or
that.
We'll have to.
I like that. And I do think like really that's why I was saying like I don't think you should overthink this too much. Because if you just tell me like give me the general backstory for this and then don't care about that character, I can play it, right? Like because once it becomes for people's reference, Corvus's character showed up at a graveyard to visit a dead friend, and Jump Rope's goblin rezzed said friend as a skeleton. And now we're like, should we?
Correction. It was already rezzed.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't.
Yeah.
My point being is like once this skeleton becomes her corpse companion, that's Jump Rope's character at that point. So
Yeah.
you're just writing the general backstory, or the you're writing what's it called? Drew, what's it called when you have the provenance of a painting?
Yeah.
Like where it came from, where it's
Yeah.
been, who's owned it. That's essentially what you're writing, Corvus. And at that point, that character never has to say a single thing ever again. So, yeah, don't worry about it too much. But I do like the idea that your two characters are now linked because you share this third-party connection. I like that a lot, right? So maybe you'll get upset if she mistreats the skeleton, or like, don't do that. It's too dangerous to send the skeleton in.
Yeah.
That is the remains of my best friend, possible lover. You're dealing with. I don't know his backstory.
No, definitely not lovers.
Did you raise my old dog like that? Humans are
But,
just
like,
are pets to dwarves and elves. That's all I'm saying.
It was really hard because like I didn't want to, because I'm a person who runs away from conflict. This is probably the most character conflict I've ever done my entire life, and I was like, I don't want to be mean to Jumper's character, but like,
Sure.
I'm
Jump Rope is
a
probably the right
paladin.
person. Yeah. Jump Rope is probably the right person to have this character conflict with, because I know you guys are both going to be very respectful of it and above
Yeah.
board. So
Yeah.
I hope it's not too uncomfortable for you.
No, it was just. It's funny because, like, I made a character who's all about, like. Who's very, like, stereotypically dwarven. He worships the dwarven pantheon, sans one. With the exception of one of them. And it's just very, like, kind of. Honor and family oriented. And, like, his friend Felix was his, like, basically, like. Brother in arms, and so it's just like, you don't do that to family.
I've been running into
And
that
then it's
problem.
just like,
Good.
but when you brought up the situation where like someone has done an injustice to your friend's body, it's like conflict. 'Cause
Yeah.
that-
I'm offering him the opportunity to seek justice with his own two literal hands. How
Yeah.
dare you deny him that opportunity?
yeah, and it's like,
I've been running into that
It
problem.
was-
Finite
it was great though.
because he's
Yeah.
supposed to be a freedom paladin, right? And so
Uh-huh.
I keep running into things where it's like someone's choosing to do something kind of shitty, but it's like, do I have a right to stop them? I don't think I do. Like,
Yeah. That is specifically because of the way I'm writing
Yeah.
how my villains present themselves.
and so there's a lot of times when I'll see a villain, it's just like, okay, like I don't know what to say here.
Take it too far and I'll body you, but
Yeah.
for now, fine.
Yeah, essentially it's a lot of like, as long as you don't fuck with other people, it's okay. Like, I'm a demon of death. It's like, those need to exist. Like, what I don't see you killing anybody, so it's fine, I suppose. But I don't like it.
I played off of that a lot with the last thing that we did with the rebellious psychopump.
Yeah.
Because
it's like-
I was counting on you guys not actually attacking them.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause, like, that's the thing with the freedom paladin. It's like, one, I don't like undead, so like that's a thing. You're making undead, that makes me mad. But anything I do will send you back into servitude, which I'm not for. So it's like, the best thing to do is for you to just get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Let's just
And they were
disregard.
yeah, and they were totally like, "Oh yeah, I'm here. I was here as a slave anyway. Totally summoned here and bound to do this work. If you let me go, I'll just go. Have fun with the scythe. I don't fucking care."
Okay, I think I'm done with this. I have Ifrit Rogue left, and then we'll be done for the day.
Cool.
Sorry, did you want to draw today? Because I'm in Photoshop.
No,
You said you were tired.
yeah, I last night I definitely was planning on drawing, but I had a rough night and have no energy, and my wrist is kind of fucked up because I slept on it funny.
Gotcha.
So, but thank you. I feel bad because I did not draw at all this week, but
I'm done.
least-
I'm done with the list.
yeah. Oh. Game resources?
What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. I'll go check on Jump Rope. Jump Rope's working from home today, and the boy will not leave her alone when she's home. So I'm kind of banking on that. I wanted to tap out for her, but he's also not napping, and so it's kind of like there's a whole bunch of shenanigans going on.
Right. Okay.
But I might try to keep going, depending. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Where did this rat man go? There he is. Losing layers. Oh my god. I hear a grumpy, tired boy in the background. You need me to take him?
Damn mage head.
Okay, it was an Efreet something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. Sorry.
Oh, did we add... That was the last one, right? I think it was the last one on the list. I feel like I'm missing one. Wiry guy with ghost hands. Jellyfish. Rat.
A rat man cometh. Also, because I watched Dead to Dead, I now, part of me wants to like multi-class as a bard to have a rock concert for the spirits.
Right?
Like, oh, that'd be so funny.
It's not a unique thing by any means.
No, it's definitely not.
So, I think there is a... I think there's a... I don't know if it's a prestige class in Pathfinder 1. There's like a bard ghost summoner. And
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
There's also a...
It might be in 5e, because Kevin used it in one of his campaigns, and it was really funny, because it was just a bard that would like start summoning people with music. And it was great. Very Curse of the Necrodancer.
I know there's a Pied Piper build. I think I found it. An Ifrit Carnivalist Rogue that makes a living as a street performer. Has a familiar that is a snow rabbit.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
There's also like the Ashavik dancer, and it's all about like putting spirits at rest through dance.
Okay.
That was a prestige class.
That could be really
In 1E.
fun.
But
I'm surprised the medium doesn't have a dancer component. That would be pretty cool.
I know the with the Animus, they got there's the liturgist
Okay.
archetype, not archetype, but subclass,
Yeah.
and it's all about like movement, and it's implied that you're meant to be like dancing, and like
wouldn't have
through
read-
dance and music, you like not possess, but like commune with spirits.
Oh, neat. Okay.
It's everyone's favorite because there's a lot of action compression where like when you sustain a spell you can move, you can like step or leap.
That's pretty cool. That's
And
been
I was
really,
like-
really powerful. I've been fiddling with that with my summoner had it, and Finite has it. So it's just like, I blocked, I'm gonna move. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Free stepping. Free stepping is great.
I'm. That's one of the reasons why I took that feat for taxes.
Oh, the bounce?
Wing bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I successfully trip a creature, I can leap. I get a free leap or fly movement.
Yeah. Sorry, of course, you were saying something else?
Sorry.
I don't think so.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I interrupted you or not. There's in Pathfinder 1, there was a move called it's essentially the pounce mechanic, which is what you have now, wing bounce. What was it called? It'll let you move attack and then move again.
There was it's a monster feat called flyby attack.
Flyby and pounce are essentially the same thing, and there is a character feat you can take that it's the mechanic that lets you do that, because this is not normal. Moving and then moving again is not normal, and 5e kind of made it apparent that, like, oh, if you still have movement, continue your movement, and so anybody can do it. Anybody can do it in 5e. And I've been very wishy-washy about it, but with Pathfinder having 3 mechanics, it is supposed to be move in, full attack, and then move out, right? That's why that's why so many characters focus on one attack being very powerful. Like, not everybody's supposed to use their all their multi-attacks.
For most, it's not worth it.
Right. And so I've been very much trying to play. Something else I've been doing, which maybe I shouldn't be doing, but I think it feels better, when I have a higher level character that I know is a little overpowered because I'm using a higher level character, I'll basically take away one of their actions, and that balances it out pretty well, because the stats aren't that different, especially if they're like 3 or 4 levels above the player. So, like, it could be a boss. If you take away one of their actions, it balances out pretty well. So that's something I've been fiddling with too.
Cool.
Especially if they're like mindless things. It's like, I'm going to count this as a summons, right? So every turn they can move and do one action. Move and do one action. And that feels pretty good too. That makes the large waves of guys go faster, because it's just like, nope, everybody just gets to move in one action and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's a lot of things you can play with in that space. But yeah, moving, attacking, and moving again is super powerful. But I think a lot of people don't think about the power that is movement, because a lot of people are only thinking about gap closing, right?
Yeah.
So if you have your paladin right here, almost everybody instinctively goes, oh, I'm just going to stand here, and now we have flanking. But really what you should be doing is you should be running up, punching someone in the face, and then getting behind your paladin and letting them be the only thing in threat range.
Yeah.
So,
or what I'm trying to do with wing bounce, run up, knock my target down so that they are off guard, and then get the hell out of there so other people can swoop in and take advantage.
which, there's a really weird thing about that too, is like, if you knock somebody prone, I'm pretty sure they get bonuses to ranged attacks. Like, against ranged attacks.
They get like lesser cover or something like that,
Yeah, which is funny because you can do that as a free action too. So if you're ever fighting a bunch of ranged units, it's just like, I throw myself on the floor.
Yeah.
So I always think that's funny, because like, that is a really cool move, but it's hurting you but bonusing everyone else, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool trade-off, and it is a fun move to just like blatantly slap somebody in the face.
Yeah, and the bonuses to ranged attacks, that's actually specifically from 1E. You don't, if you're prone, you don't get that automatically. You can use an action on your turn to take cover while prone, to hunker down, and then you get greater cover against ranged attacks.
Okay, so take cover becomes an action instead of just passive.
Yeah,
Got it.
Exactly. But
Good.
Otherwise,
That's even better
if
then.
you're knocked prone, you are automatically off guard. And then the only move actions you can make are to crawl or to stand.
Okay.
And if you are knocked prone while you are climbing or flying, you fall.
Yeah. Which wing bounce on someone who's flying feels a lot like Mario jumping on a Koopa, and I think it's great.
Absolutely.
Ba-bam.
But also being an owl harpy, using it on somebody who's like climbing a cliff and knocking them off the cliff, that feels very thematically appropriate.
Yep. Eat it, goat.
Yeah. No, I'm not above a Mario build though.
Yeah, what is that called? Something strike. I'll have to think about it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mobile strike?
Mobile strike. There we go.
I don't know if that's the answer or
I
not.
think
That
it
was
is.
just a
I think it
guess
might
of
be
mine.
Mobile Strike. Oh man, it's good. It's good, and people don't use it. It might be a higher level feat. Could be why, but yeah, essentially everybody in 5e just has it, and everybody in Pathfinder can have it by taking one attack. So
Spring attack.
spring attack. There you go. I think that requires mobility first.
Yeah, well, like half of the combat feat trees in 1E require
Yeah.
mobility and or what's the other one? Well, there's like two
Combat
feats
reflexes.
yeah, they build into everything else.
Combat reflexes is great. I think there's a version of it in 2e where you get additional reactions,
Yeah,
but I think it's like level 11.
I love it.
Mobile Strike sounds like a phone game. Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, spring attack. You have to have at least 13 dexterity,
Normal.
dodge, and the mobility feats.
Dodge and mobility. Okay.
As a full round action, you can move up to your speed and make a single melee attack without provoking any attacks of opportunity from the target.
Free charge.
You can move both before and after the attack, but you must move at least 10 feet before the attack, and the total distance that you move cannot be greater than your speed.
Yep. So you basically
You cannot
get
use
to
this
use.
ability to attack a foe that is adjacent to you at the start of your turn.
Yeah. You essentially get charge for free because normally
Yep.
that's how the charge works. If you don't have it trained in charge, you can get attacked, and then you can continue your movement afterwards, which is super dope.
Yeah. What wing bounce is basically the overrun maneuver from 1E,
Yep.
which is charge, attack, or
Push.
Attack and trip, and then keep going in a single direction. Except
You can bounce backwards, right?
I've got directional control.
I hear a sad baby. I might have to go try to figure out how to see if he'll actually take a nap.
Ooey with a baby.
Then again, he might fall asleep, and then I can stream for another hour. We'll see what happens.
Is he just walking around whining because mommy can't pay attention to him?
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Pick me up. No. Pick me up. No.
Let me down.
He never wants to be put down. Never. It just only picks up. Hi, kid. Uh-oh, you have new clothes. What happened? Yeah? Can you jump? Huh,
Do a
good
flip.
job. Do a flip.
Do a barrel roll.
Good job.
Barrel roll. God.
We tried to teach him like a cartwheel,
Uh-huh.
and he'll walk into the living room and then bend over and put his head on the floor, and then be like, "Ta-da!" Like, that's close. You gotta keep going now. He's pretty funny. Bum, 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 bum.
Everything you tell me about him makes me think he might end up doing the gymnastics that you thought you
Yeah.
were supposed to do as a kid.
I'm gonna try to build him a Ninja Warrior thing in the backyard.
You gotta get him into gymnastics so he can get scholarships. Go to the Olympics one day.
Oh God, that would be awful.
Mm.
For you.
For me, yeah, no, it'd be awful for me. I have to wake up at 5, take him to training practices. I don't want to do that.
It would also be awful for him, like overtax and ruin his body before he even turns 30.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, professional sports of any kind, Olympics included, is not great for you long term.
I want to be the best of the best. Cool, you get 5 years to do it. Unless you're Tom Brady and make a deal with the devil or something. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
Probably also, let's be honest, it also probably depends on the type of sport you're doing.
Yeah. No, like
It's
most
true.
most defensive linemen like lose all the cartilage in their fingers after 5 years. So it's like it's a very quick burnout versus the quarterbacks, which I don't know, they usually blow out the knee or something eventually, but
Hmm.
the reason they get paid so much.
Gymnasts also lose the cartilage in their knees pretty quickly. And
You'll be an all-star javelin thrower.
Then you just blow out your rotor cuff. I really want to get
Swimmers
into
have
javelin
the best
throwing.
of things.
That would be so much fun. I would, if that's what the kid wants to do, I would be all over that.
I'm gonna say there's also archery. There's that really cool pistol shooting sport in the
Yeah,
Olympics.
really
where
cool
you get to
pistol
work-
shooting. You can't hear my eye roll, but
No, I heard it.
It's cool because they wear fancy glasses.
yeah. To be fair, like I don't want to shit on it too bad. Like, but one, it's air pistols. Two, it's competitive shooting is just so boring to me. Whether it's archery or whatever else, because it basically like boils everything down to a science, which is why like the glasses can look as goofy as they want because it's only for performance, right? Like the pistol hold is completely weird. It's like none of this is relevant anymore, or like
You've taken away so much of everything that it is no
Yeah.
longer a real world applicable skill.
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So like with archery too, like the bows are crazy. Like it's bananas.
They built in huge like triangular stabilizers.
Like the huge.
I do love the most recent Summer Olympics. I don't even know how long ago that was. Was that 2 years ago? A year ago? Don't remember. There was a lot of pictures going around of like I think it was the South Korean, pistol airsoft pistol, and then like right after her, there was like this like just a dad from
dude,
Turkey.
yeah.
Like he was just he just wore a pair of normal glasses and just
Didn't everybody think that he was like military, like
secret
an
assassin. Yeah.
I mean,
that was the joke at least.
It
Hey,
was,
Bri,
yeah.
welcome in.
yeah.
Like it's the same thing with like compound bows. Like if you're going hunting for food and you can't fail, a compound bow is the safest and like most ethical way to do that because it's essentially a gun at that point. Hey, Bri, welcome in. But like man, I love recurves. And I love long bows. Like they're minimalistic and they're beautiful. So, but like if I shoot a regular bow, I'm usually, I have a pretty open. I can hit the target every time, but I get a few in the bullseye. If you're shooting a compound bow, it's like if you miss the bullseye, it's like what the fuck are you doing? What'd you do wrong? You did something wrong.
Yeah. I see the type of shooting I want to see in the Olympics is I want a competition sport based off of the YouTube guy who does pole dancing archery.
Yeah, right. It's like horse. It's like all right, I'm gonna do this. Who can beat me? I also very much.
I am surprised horse archery is not a thing in the Olympics yet.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is the
It's
global
safety,
scope.
to be honest.
I think skateboarding is finally in there.
Yeah.
But like I would love like quick draw and like cowboy action shooting is super cool. I like watching that stuff. But at the same time, like that's not going to be Olympic because that's just something that's very American. You know, it's not worldwide competitive. Competitive Olympic photography, yeah, it's like Pokemon Snap, but for the Olympics.
I mean, because not everything is like international, like the biathlon, where you're like cross skiing and shooting.
So for a thing to be entered into the Olympic, it has to be a recognized sport in a certain percentage of all participating events or all participating countries. That's why skateboarding was like 2 or 3 countries short for many years, and it was never added in. And that's why the X Games existed, because they were like, well, if we're not going to have it in the Olympics, we'll have our own thing, and then people from all over the world could come play in the X Games. But now I think it is Olympic. I think they did finally add it to the Olympics. So yeah, triathlon and biathlon was like, that's a very old thing that just everybody competed in because it had so much stuff.
It's just weird because it was military training for like Norway, and I guess maybe Sweden. But
and refinancing everything. I hate being an adult. Yeah, it does. It does suck. I made her like a jester here, but I kind of want to maybe turn her into a. Maybe she needs a wand and a hat.
I like the joke of competitive Olympic photography, but also I would actually enjoy if they did Pokemon Snap. I think that would be very funny if Pokemon Go turned into Pokemon Snap and that was an Olympic sport.
You have to go out in the world and like get specific pictures of 5 guys wearing weird hats doing things.
Anyway, I know it wouldn't happen, but it would be very funny.
Wildlife photography. It's like, well, this picture only has 35% of the meerkat, so deduction. This meerkat's making a cup of tea. Extra points.
In this photo, you got David Attenborough and 2 whole meerkats.
Is that a picture of the judge having an affair with his wife? Someone's going for extra points.
Peter Parker would win.
Yeah.
Oh, but it appears the Russian judge found it distasteful. Only 9 out of 10.
The ones, like I can get why the biathlon's a sport, because the one sport I just don't get is curling. It's like it's such a
favorite.
So dumb.
But it's so entertaining to watch.
I mean, as soon as cornhole becomes part of the Olympics, I'm out. I'm just not going to watch the Olympics anymore.
Fair.
I think it's only maybe at most US and Canada.
Maybe. But like, man, ESPN loves it, and I freaking hate it. Every day when I worked at the restaurant, like 11 in the morning, someone had to watch freaking cornhole tournaments. And it's just like 2 fat guys walking around, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it was a father-son combo. They're really blah blah blah." It's like this is worse than bowling. Like this is worse than bowling.
At least bowling has some sort of some level of skill.
Yeah. Why not bocce? It's the same thing, but with more skill.
Is bowling in the Olympics?
I'm not sure. The only things I really ever watch are curling, bobsled, gymnastics, swimming.
Don't forget about volleyball.
Yeah, volleyball. Ooh,
Beach
love
volleyball.
Beach volleyball is definitely my guilty pleasure.
I know more about indoor volleyball than beach volleyball because the rules are different.
One, the cameras focus on the butts, and the other one is indoors.
Yep.
While also focusing on the butts.
Not nearly as much.
Well,
You succeeded. Slap him on the ass. Oh, you failed. Slap him on the ass.
oh, well, the thing is, I do know, like, beach volleyball is, like, just, like, I think normally it's just 2 players on each side.
Yeah, that's really all it is. The difference is
Yeah.
the team size. The team size and I think the area size is smaller. But other than that, the rules are the
Yeah.
same. Dun, dun,
And
dun,
obviously,
dun.
because there's just 2, there's no, like, both players are the setter, both
Yeah, you
players
just have to
are the-
alternate. Yeah, you just have to alternate.
Yeah.
Which is also a rule in the other one, but with 5 people, it's you just have to alternate back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a certain amount of enjoyment in watching the best in the world doing something well, in a way that bowling just can't capture. Bowling is neat, but the problem with bowling is when you get to a certain point, it's basically like who's gonna miss a strike, and it's like that sucks. So
Yeah.
bowling is interesting. Don't get me wrong, but like bowling, baseball, those are just things that I like playing more than watching.
Yeah. Bowling was the one sport that my university actually won a national tournament in.
Nice, that's awesome.
And almost everyone was like from Canada or from Michigan.
Yeah, BSU had an indoor bowling alley in their rec center, and I never understood why. But people like it. People do it. Pool's another fun one. I like watching pool. Golf is boring because there's a lot of walking.
Yeah. I always want to watch the martial arts, the Olympic martial arts, but those are rarely covered
Yeah.
by the news, and I never know when they're on. When they are.
They're also just like they're so fast and weird that it's hard to like keep track of stuff. I think is why.
Yeah. I did Taekwondo in high school, so I can kind of follow that one.
Team size and bare
But
feet
again, I
awesome.
never know when it's on.
Yep. All right, I think I'm about done with this. It is 1:30. We've been going for a while. I should probably call it and go hang out with the boy for a little bit.
Yeah. Relieve your partner.
Let Jump Rope get back to work with full focus. Yeah, I don't know much else to do. Druid, you weren't here for this, but I'll show it off again.
Okay.
I think I figured out what I want to do for my towers. Oh, did I delete it? There it is.
The Tower of Power.
Essentially, I'm gonna make I've made it already in Unity,
Mhm.
but it's 3 polygons, like 3 squares, that I can basically build the left and right mirrored side to make the front part of it, and then build a platform in the background to give it like the 3rd parallax, and then put floating shit in it. So it'll be kind of awesome. I hope.
Nice.
So I only have to make two square images, and I'm gonna have to play with that and try to make it. I think the struggle is gonna be trying to like make sure it looks cool on the ground.
Right.
Because it is gonna have to basically touch the ground at a flat point. But I'm excited. I think I'm gonna try to make it look kind of Elven or Zelda Stone Guardian type stone technology vibes, but we'll see how it goes.
Nice.
We'll see how it goes. For everyone else,
I'm
those are
glad
really
you got
cool
a plan.
worms. Atomic, by the way. I dig that. Whatever these are. Those are terrifying, and I love them.
When I first saw them, I was like, "Oh, is somebody doing really cool aboleths?" But I think it's something else because they got crustacean legs.
I'm maxed out at about 20 minutes of golf. At least with the baseball, I can run, and something exciting happens. Yeah, once again, like playing golf, super fun. Watching golf, not fun. Not fun for me. Miniature golf,
don't
even
like to
better.
play
I like
golf
miniature golf because you're just always there, and there's no walking. A little bit of walking, but I think that's kind of the same thing with a lot of sports. I do think it's interesting, like watching people play video games and playing video games. It's the same thing. So there is always that that little bit of disconnect between some sports, and it's like just because I'm not interested in it doesn't mean that people don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So somebody likes cornhole enough that it's on ESPN all the time. Hi, kid. What's going on?
I hate cornhole not because I hate the game. I hate because I had to make like 100 cornhole boards.
Oh wow!
My freshman year in high school.
You know, the thing I hate about cornhole is that it's not horseshoes. Horseshoes is really fun to play. Horseshoes really but there's just no more horseshoes because you can't pack it around, and there's a metal spike stuck in the ground. And yeah, I used to play horseshoes all the time as a kid. That was fun. Maybe I'll put a horseshoe pit in my backyard. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna call it. I will be hanging out in the Discord throughout the day. So if you want to come hang out with me and watch me make tower stuff for the game, you're welcome to do that. There are links for Patreon members in the Patreon page, link in Discord. That was really confusing. I will be updating a new version of the game probably tonight that people can download that. I'll just start deleting the old ones and just constantly updating, dropping the new patches as I do that. I'm gonna try to update that at least once a week for everybody. But otherwise, that's all I have. Thanks for hanging out today. Thanks for your wonderful suggestions. We'll be back next week. I'll put another post up on Monday. That's all I got. Thanks for hanging out today, Drew and Corvus. Yeah. Stay happy, stay healthy. Keep your dice on the table. We'll catch you all next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.